good day. You're listening to the Career Directions. I'm Vijay. I'm the host of today's show. And if you want to know more about me, please go into the descriptions and you'll find my LinkedIn profile there. And you could know more about me. And also, I have Mr. Prakash with me. He's a professional joining all the way from Australia. And welcome to the show, Mr. Prakash. And it's a special episode today because we have a first professional from Brazil, Bruno. He's a senior project manager. And let's hear the Brazilian leadership skills. Right? Welcome to the show, Mr. Bruno.
Thank you, Vishnu. And congratulations for the podcast. I think it's very important to guide, to be a light, right? To be a light for these young professionals here. They are starting their careers and so on. Congratulations for the initiative and for the podcast.
First, I want to know what a senior project manager is and what his daily job routine is. If you can give an insight about what sector or an industry you are in.
What we do as senior project managers. Well, as a project manager does, but in a senior position, I would say. You try to help more people instead of executing it more. So you have a more tactical and strategical position instead of a more execution position. So you try to help in a different perspective. Since you're a senior, then you also teach people and help them to reach the next step in their career in the project management profile.
To give some insights to the audience to take the path of a project management, what is the career path they should pick up or develop from their graduation or from the schools, which you would advise the audience to understand or take away from there?
That's a very good question. Actually, I like the power of the small steps, right? You cannot reach the top management or senior product manager right away. You need to have the experience. And then after you did this small step, try to plan medium, long term, where I want to be in 5 years. Well, 5 years, I think I'm going to have some experience already. Probably I'm ready to get a project manager position and be a project manager. Not a senior yet, but I can have projects that are not so very complex, but they are simple to medium execution here. Then I can deal with them. Then, okay, I'm ready to be senior and I'm ready to be a director. Then you need to establish when I'm going to need to have this. So I think you need to escalate your career here. Increase, you need to boost yourself first with entrance positions, medium positions, and then the highest positions. They will come naturally, of course. And if you have dedication, if you are persistent, and then you can reach your goals here. But it's important to put some goals for yourself and try to do these goals in small steps. Don't try to big steps at once, because if you do a little every time that you do, then you're gonna reach a very long distance in a much more planned way, and then you pave your way here also, and then it's very good. You should do some also network. Also, it's very good. The power of network is very good because people will always rely on those that they know already. It doesn't matter. I had a coffee with you. We had a nice talk. It can be a professional talk, of course, and it should be a professional talk. But this power of network, it's very important also. The network, the planning, and the network that you had also, because everything starts like a small fire, and then it spreads around, right? So nothing, it's a random thing in your life.
There was few questions from the followers of our channel. There was few specific questions. Is it the best one is Prince 2 or take a PMP certification? Which one is something you will advise for the young students or the young professionals who are into the project management? Is there any advice that you can give on the certification?
Talking about certification, if you have a PMP or Prince 2, I think MBA it becomes a little bit more obsolete in this case. I think PMP certification, I think it's the most well-known certification in project management. And well, for entrance, maybe, and for your resume, it can give a very good weight, I would say, because it's more people know more when, oh, I'm a PMP professional, so it's okay and everyone knows. Prince 2, I know some people that has Prince 2, but it's not so well known. It's not so widespread as PMP in this one here. But it's also a good certification. Also talking with people, what it's taken more into consideration is the experience, the hours of flight, right? It's just like a pilot in my point of view. It doesn't matter for me the courses that that pilot has taken and so on. If he's a pilot, okay, he has passed and by some tests and so on. But the hours of flight is very, very important. The experience, what he had learned, the lessons learned, they are quite important. Did I answer your question?
Oh, I think
Okay.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think the followers have got their answers. Do a certification, whichever is best suits them with their profession, PMP, Prince 2, or even more agile Scrum, whichever suits them with their professional career. I think that's a great information, Bruno.
You also said that people need to plan their future, right? How does that work? Because do you really need to plan, and execute it? What about if the plan doesn't work as we planned, right? Or should we be very open and try to explore on the way? Or how do you see this balance of well planned and execution, and yes, no plans, so let's go and do it? How do you think, this is not related to project, right, but of course building up your career, how do you see this balance, Bruno?
I mean, the main milestones, the main goals of your career, you need to have them kind of clear, I would say. Okay, the first one, I'm going to do this university here, then I left the university, then I'm going to do a master's, whatever you're going to do, the main milestones, the main goals, you need to set them up. But how you do this between the milestones, it can be flexible. I think the deadline you can extend a little bit depending on where you are here in your career. If something depends only on you, you are totally able to do that. You need to do your part. You need to play your part in the game here. Because if you do not do that, then it's gone. So first of all, I think the plan must be adapted, and the plan will be adapted. It's not a very strict plan in this case, but the milestones, you should keep them adapting in this way. It's just like I point you, Vishnu, you need to go to the point A starting from point B. But how I'm gonna be there? I don't know. You just know where the point is. The path that you're gonna take, it can be a shorter path, it can be a longer path. You can have some deviations in the path. You can have a lot of things. But if you reach the point B, that's the goal. That's the main point.
Mhm.
The time you can. If you can reach that point B in 1 year, great. If you cannot reach that point B in 1 year and 1.5 year, it's also good. You're not delayed because then you have the final milestone in your career that will reach. But the important thing is do it, do the things that depend on you to check mark all the goals that you have. But you need to depend, first of all, do the things that depends on you first.
That's so excellent, Bruno, because I can clearly hear that commitment you need to have, but also the flexibility you need to have in between your career growth, right? And earlier I heard that you shouldn't try for a big steps, you need to have small step, also trying to reach out your milestone at time, right? But also it doesn't matters that you reach milestone within what you planned. You can also take more time to reach your goal or your planned milestones, but doesn't matter, right? You need to keep on trying. For some people's, yes, it can happen, but for some people's it may take a little longer. It doesn't mean that you can't achieve it, so you just need to have that curiosity and you just need to try it, right? That's a great insight, Bruno. Thanks for that.
I think you gave a lot of advice. I think one by one, I think small steps, reach the goal, keep the consistency, develop your networks. I think the final is on the pressure, keep the pressure, ease the pleasure for working on senior panel or any professions. But I would ask you, is there any final advice for a aspiring student or a young professional who wants to become Bruno or to a position of senior project manager or more than that? Is there any final advice? Maybe that's something that you keep on telling you every day morning, this is what you need to do. Is there something that you want to share to our audience?
Please do not let the audience be like Bruno. Please do not do that. Well, but the advice that I give to everyone, it's like it's a matter of perspective, right? Pressure can be bad or can be good. I think it's balance. You need to find balance in your life for everything that you do. If you are very unbalanced and if you do not see you see all the complainings only and all these kind of things, you're not going to be succeed because then you're going to see only the problem, right? I try to find out if I have a problem. Of course, there are days that are harder. Of course, there are days that I do not want to come out of my bed, especially in the cold. Anyway, but these are just a small portion of the days, actually. But try to see the good things, try to find a solution here. And I think it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's not easy to find a career, but everything that depends on you. Again, I say that if you try to do the things that depends only on you first, because if you start to think, but you start to think and then you start to overthink, and then you do not do nothing if you do not do. And this is a small step. Try to do small things. If you do small things every day, you're gonna see the power that these small things they have in the end. It's like to put a brick in the wall. If you put one brick, you do not have wall, but you have several bricks, you have a wall. You build a wall. You build a building. You build a whatever you can build. You can build with small things. The power of small things. But be patient. Also, I know when you're young and wild, right? You're not so patient, but I wasn't so patient. But I learned how to be patient and to wait the right time. I think the things they happen in the right time. So be patient also, because with patience you can build small things. You can put brick by brick, and then the things will happen if you're patient. If you do the things that only depend on yourself, and try to see the perspective of the good side of everything actually, because every bad experience you can have a lesson learned from that experience. Every good experience, try how can I be how this could be better. Try to do that, and then I think if you learn, you try to learn from everyone also. It doesn't matter if it's the janitor or the CVP. Try to learn from everyone, because from everyone also you can learn. From everyone you can have a connection. Treat everyone with respect, and then you're gonna find the power that you have.
We had many different peoples joining this episode. Each peoples talk about the same kind of subject, but the way it comes out from their mouth is something different and very, very inspiring. And today is also very similar. This is the first Brazilian we bring to our show, and the leadership skills you said or the way you handle your situation and the way you explained it, it's really, really inspiring. Thanks for accepting this invite and having your thoughts around it. And it's a great honor for us to bring you to this episode, Bruno. Thanks a lot.